conflict with the feminine is fucking challenging. It's very, very challenging. And it is what you are here to learn how to understand. The feminine energy is the most complicated thing to the masculine. It is an ocean of emotions. It is never completion. It is always in movement. The masculine is trying to be stable, foundational, to try to bring everything to resolution, to try to control everything, to try to make sure that there's no pain, to try to make sure that they can't get into a situation where they feel upset or others feel upset. They want to even the playing field, build stability. And the feminine energy is constant movement. And thank God for it. It is the reason we have beauty in this world. It is the reason there is motion in this world. It is the reason you are going to be polished into a diamond by that feminine energy. But you need to understand some ground rules and some basics about it. Otherwise, it will frustrate you to the point where you are going to eject from any situation where the feminine is starting to storm around you. And you're never going to get the full benefit of understanding how to live alongside, to cultivate next to you that feminine energy. I couldn't add anything to this subject more than David Deida's The Way of the Superior Man. It is a fantastic book. If you have a chance, go on Audible and get the audiobook because he reads it and it is fantastic. I am going in now for the 4th time over the last 7 years. And with my new perspectives and my experience, my relationship, to come and revisit it, it is a wealth of knowledge. It is fantastic. And again, I'm not a genius at this. David Deida is a bit of a genius at this. An authority. I'm here to give you some overviews. Check out that audiobook, but I'm going to give you a couple tips for the ones who aren't already familiar with that work or willing to go read it right away. Gentlemen, conflict with the feminine, you need to enter it without acting as if you're having conflict with the masculine. Oftentimes we deal with conflict the same across the board with everybody. It's logical. We're trying to get to a conclusion. How do we figure this out? How do we get to the right resolution, the answer? That doesn't work for the feminine energy. The feminine energy doesn't want logic. The feminine energy wants to be felt, wants to be heard, wants to be understood. And gentlemen, if I can give you one piece of advice to survive and thrive around the feminine in a relationship, a long-term relationship, don't argue. Don't argue and don't try to win. Winning and arguing is a place of ego. That is you trying to prove that you are right. And even if you are right, which you might be, it will only separate you and that feminine energy because she will not feel safe, she will not feel heard, she will not feel understood, she will feel managed and shut down. And that's not what you do with the ocean. You don't try to stick it in a teacup. You let it do its thing and you focus on being the shore, the steady shore. And so, gentlemen, when these fights come up, and I know you've had them, when these crazy moments come up where she's just being crazy, that's crazy. Don't be so crazy. Why are you so emotional? This is fucking crazy. You need to back up. You need to slow your roll. You need to see the storm, and you need to not be upset that it's stormy outside. You need to observe it and sit with it. And if you can sit with it, if you can sit with her, with that feminine energy, and you can look into it and feel it and hold it and hear her, instead of argue with her, the storm will begin to subside. She will recognize that you are there with her, that you are not judging her. And guys, this is going to perpetually feel like you are letting her win the argument. Because you think, if I don't fight back, if I don't communicate my point, if I don't have this conflict, if I don't have this argument, if I don't bring in my logic, she's going to think she won. Guys, let me tell you something. Being in a relationship with a woman long term, you're going to feel at times like she is always winning, like you are always letting her win. And if you don't, if you feel like you're winning, you're fucking it up. You're not here between the two of you to get some ego boost of saying, well, I'm the winner. Well, I'm right. That is the unbalanced masculine. Your woman isn't based in logic. She's not going to sit there thinking, well, he didn't argue, so I'm always right. I'm always right. And even if she does, it doesn't even matter, gentlemen. You're here for a different purpose. You're here to be the shore, the stability, the king. And as the kingdom is raging, as the seas are raging, as the weather is turning, don't be upset and shake your fist at the storm. You're not going to stop it that way. Observe it, feel it, be there, stable, loving, look into it. And the storm will pass. And the love will grow stronger because she will know that you are there with her, not fighting her. So I can give you one word of advice. Don't fight. Not with logic. And when your woman is going through these emotional spurts that will happen because she is the ocean, she is cyclical, don't try to solve it either. Now, this is the hard part for the logical mind. I want to do it all the time. Well, we can do this, honey. Well, what about this? Well, if we didn't do it this way, well, what if we did it this way? You know, you wouldn't feel that way if we did this, or how about you don't do that, or you're stewing on this, or you should realize that you're unconditional love and not be so upset. Guys, that shit doesn't work. It's not going to work. That's not how it works. You gotta release trying to treat it like you're arguing with a man. Like it's based in logic. It is not. It is a different language. The feminine is from Venus. The masculine is from Mars. You are learning a new language. And the feminine will help shape you. The feminine will help you detach from your ego of trying to win. And in that polishing of the stone, you will be able to go into the world more of a king, more of a masculine man, because you don't have to argue with anyone. You don't have to say your point and make your point and prove that you are right. That is a low-class fucking male. I'm right because of this and this and this, and my arguing and my logic and debate me, battle me. And I've suffered with all of this. But in the process of dancing with the feminine and holding space and feeling, I am liberated in the rest of my actions because as even other men are losing their minds, men in their feminine, I can sit there and observe it, and I don't need to prove my point. I don't need to win anything. I'm a fucking king. I will observe you. I will hold space for you. I will be of service for you. I know what I am. I don't need to get in the mud with you. I'm not going to roll around. I am not even going to argue this with you because I know my truth. And to argue with you will validate that we are on some same level. We're not on some same level. And I'm not above you, but I am a king. If you want to meet me as a king, that's great. Let's change this world. But I'm not going to go arguing like some fucking peasant. So gentlemen, when it comes to conflict with your woman, read The Way of the Superior Man. That shit is enlightened. Don't get into arguments and try to win them from the head and from logic. It's not going to work. The masculine and the feminine are different species, completely different creatures, not at all the same. And yes, there can be unbalanced energy where a woman is more in her masculine and a man is more in his feminine. But if you are here to be a king, you are here to learn how to embody the divine masculine. This isn't becoming queens, gentlemen. This is becoming kings. This is what we're all about. So if you've experienced some of this conflict with the feminine, banging your head up against the wall because you can't quite figure out how to get it right, long-term relationships, learning to take a knee and let your woman slice your head off while you hold space with a smile until you are a polished stone. If you have experience with this, the stoicism of being a man in these situations and not arguing from a position of logic, of observing the beauty of nature in your woman and holding space for every weather event that happens, then thank you for being here. And if you haven't, it's coming. If you choose to dance with it, You might even recognize the feminine energy in yourself, the chaos, the mental chatter, indecisiveness, being all over the place, being emotional, feeling like you need to fight everything. We're here to gain balance. We're here to step into our masculine. We're here to create polarity so that the feminine is attracted to us, and we're also here to learn how to coexist and how to thrive with the feminine, with the different species. And in that, each person can settle into their divine masculine and feminine. And from that, we will have beautiful, full lives. It's a journey, gentlemen. I'm certainly not perfect at it. I need to educate myself, remind myself, constantly learn about this, because my nature is to be the man from Mars. And I'm in love with a woman from Venus. It's complicated. But I am getting better every day. So thank you for being here. I invite you to do the same. The Way of the Superior Man. Get it, folks. It's fucking awesome. Comment below if you've heard of the book. Comment below if you're dealing with the situation. And looking forward to seeing you guys in the chats. Good luck out there, guys. Peace.